signature for the key of C is nothing, because there are no sharps, no flats. So when you see the key signature of the key of C on music paper, you're not going to see anything. You're just going to see the clef. And then there's not going to be any sharps or flats there. Nothing to deal with. But as soon as you get into other keys, you have to deal with the sharps and flats in those keys. So if you look at page 17, you can see I've written out the key of F and the key of G for you. So you can see the key signature has this one flat in it. And I'll tell you, whether if you can't read this, if you can't read music yet, you won't know what flat that is. That's B flat. So when you go up to F as your tonic, or your home, your 1, and you go up the musical alphabet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you're going to have to flat the B. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 is B flat. 5 is C, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the key of F. F major. Now your chords, this is your homework right here, is to actually write and play through the diatonic chords. Now watch. F major, when you go up to the next chord in the key, you have B flat in the middle. So that's G minor. You go up to the next one, it's A minor. Here, B flat. Here, C. Here, D minor. Here, E diminished. And here is F. Now you might be like, whoa, that's so much information, I don't understand how you got that. This is how. There's a template here. All right. On page 15, the Roman numerals, the chords in any key, all right, are 1 major, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor, and diminished. So you've got 3 major chords, 1, 4, and 5, 3 minor chords, 2, 3, and 6, and then the 7 diminished. And that 7 diminished, it's a tough one. It's really sour lemons. We'll get into when diminished chords are used and how to substitute for them more later, really more in Commercial Workbook 2. But for now, just do it because it's part of the key. So you can use that template and apply it to your next key. So you can see in the Roman numerals, 1 major, 2 and 3 are minor. And the reason you know they're minor from the Roman numerals is because they're lowercase. All right, so uppercase is major, lowercase is minor. Then you have uppercase 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor, 7 diminished. As you go through, you'll see if you just conform your notes to the key, this turns into a G minor triad. A minor, B flat major, C major, D minor, E diminished, don't forget about that, B flat up there, and F major. So you'll have to do some mental work and some physical work to get all these chords. All right, I'm going to leave it up to you to do the key of F and G and actually write out your chord symbols. All right, and this may feel like completely overwhelming if you're a beginner. That's okay. You can always skip this and come back to it later. Honestly, it's not a prerequisite for moving on. This is just the ground upon which most everything else is built. So it's important to fill in this foundation as you go. All right, it's not a prerequisite though. So on page 18, you've got all the rest of the keys to fill in the chords and the chord symbols. And from here, we actually need to get into the scales. Because in order to play through these keys, you have to understand how to play the scales. So, I want to show you how to finger the scales. Now, check this out. All of the white keys, C, D, E, G, A, and B, are played with the same fingering. Notice I skipped F. F, because of that pesky little B flat here, is played with a different fingering. You have to go up to your fourth finger. But check this out. All the other ones, C, D, E, G, A, and B, are played with a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then thumb, 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you finish the scale at the top, pinky. Or if you go on, you go to your thumb again and do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, pinky at the top whenever you land on the top note. Coming down, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. That's all of these. So once you know the key signatures, you could figure out all your scales. D, for instance, F sharp and C sharp. Everything else is white notes. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, pinky. 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Alright, now you can go through all the keys and figure that out. I've written down on page 18 all the notes in all the keys. So you can figure that out. Now, in F, just to be clear, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, then your thumb hits on C, 1, 2, 3. And if you finish out, you can finish with your fourth. If you're going on, you go back to your thumb, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Finish it, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So, now, the black note keys. All right, check out the black note keys. There are 5 of them, and every single one of these, your thumb is going to hit on the C and the F. So you're going to wind up with your 1, 2, 3 here, or right here, or in one case in the G flat, you wind up with C flat. Alright, and that's going to be your 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to have your thumb on F, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Those are all black note keys. So check this out. Remember, thumb on C and F for all the black note keys. Now here are your black note key fingerings. Okay, on page 20. A flat. Starts on A flat, then B flat, then thumb on C, D flat, E flat, thumb on F, and you bring it up to A flat. 3, 2, 1. Now if you go up 2 octaves, you actually start to see that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 repeating. So you get 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and you'll stop before you get to 4 up here. Coming down, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and you can finish out there. B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, B flat, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, like a D flat. Alright, it's not going to start on your thumb on C, but that's your 1, and then 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop at D flat, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3. Alright. E flat, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, and G flat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2. So, this thumb on C and F is super helpful when it comes to learning your black note keys. I didn't even realize that until, I don't know, just a few years ago. I'm 40. But it's super helpful. So, I hope that helps you practice your scales, learn your scales. All the fingering patterns for the scales are in the scale addendum on page 67. So you can go and look at that for more work on scales. All right, happy practicing. Rock it.